So, welcome to the session on sustainable tourism. So, in this section, I'll be explaining the importance of sustainable tourism, the core principles and objectives of sustainable tourism, and also the different forms of sustainable tourism. So, when we consider tourism as an industry, it actually developed through ages. So, the history actually includes the travel in prehistoric time, the medieval age, and the industrial age. And because of the advancement in the technology, transportation network, etc., the tourism industry has got the present status. And the tourism actually brings a lot of benefits to the local community. It helps in the employment opportunities, infrastructure development, and because of these reasons, the government around the globe is actually promoting tourism as an important vehicle for economic growth. So, the unplanned and the uncontrolled tourism activity actually resulted in a number of negative impacts, like it causes destruction in the natural environment. It actually resulted in overcongestion, the traffic problems. So, as a result of all these negative effects, during the 1980s, people started thinking of how to reduce these negative impacts. And the sustainable tourism was evolved as a tool for mitigating the negative impacts of tourism. When we consider the growth and evolution of this sustainable tourism, it all started in the year 1970s with the United Nations Conference on Human Environment, which was conducted in Stockholm. And the conference actually enacted an action plan for the protection of environment. It also resulted in commissioning of the World Conservation Strategy, which can be seen as a measure to how to implement this action plan for the environment protection. So this was the first step towards the protection of the environment. And later, the next landmark is the Brundtland Report, that is our common future, which was conducted in 1987 by World Commission on Environment and Development. And according to this report, Brundtland Report, the sustainable development is the development that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of the future generation to meet their own needs. So this was considered as the first effort to define the term sustainable development. And within 5 years, another 5 years, that is in the year 1992, the Earth Summit was held in Rio de Janeiro. And during this conference, 3 major initiatives were taken. The first one is the Earth Charter, which actually covering a number of principles aiming at different the development and protection of the environment. Then it also enacted the Agenda 21 principles. This actually provided guidelines on how to ensure the sustainable development while doing business. And the third notable point was that the developing countries demanded a support from the developed countries for the sustainable development. So this was the initiatives taken during the Earth Summit, and the Agenda 21 was actually considered as an important guideline towards the sustainable development. By following the principles provided by Agenda 21, the nation can ensure the sustainable development, and this principles actually considered travel and tourism as a major sector which can contribute positively towards the protection of the environment. Then and after this Earth Summit, the all around the globe, the development, that is the sustainable tourism, was considered as an important tool for ensuring the protection of environment. And when we consider the different definitions on sustainable tourism, the most acceptable definition was given by UNWTO. And according to UNWTO, sustainable tourism development meets the needs of the present-day tourists and host regions while protecting and enhancing opportunities for the future. It is envisaged as leading to management of all resources in such a way that economic, social, aesthetic needs can be fulfilled while maintaining cultural integrity, essential ecological processes, biological diversity, and life support system. So this is the definition given by UNWTO, which is a comprehensive one, and it actually explains the importance of protecting the tourism resources for the future generation. And at the same time, you can sustainably use these resources for the present day community, and you have to ensure that these resources have to be protected for the future generation. So this is the definition. And when we consider the major principles of sustainable tourism, altogether we have 10 principles for developing sustainable tourism in a particular area. That is, you have to use the resources sustainably. So you have to ensure, while developing tourism in a particular region, you have to ensure the resources, the use of resources sustainably. Then by reducing the overconsumption and waste, then by maintaining the biological diversity at that place, then integrating tourism into planning, then by supporting the local communities, involving the local communities, consulting stakeholders and the public. While you are developing tourism in an area, you have to ensure the participation of different stakeholders of tourism, and you have to consider the public interest while developing tourism. Then you have to give proper training to the staff members so that they can ensure the sustainable development. Then managing the resources responsibly and undertaking research. So these 10 were considered as the principles of sustainable tourism. Moving on to the objectives of sustainable tourism, there are mainly 5 objectives for sustainable tourism. The first one, the natural, historical, cultural and other resources of tourism are conserved for continuous use in the future and while still bringing benefits to the present community. Tourism development is planned and managed so that it does not generate serious environmental, socio-cultural problems in the tourism area. The overall environmental quality of the tourism areas are to be maintained and improved wherever needed. A high level of tourist satisfaction is maintained so that tourist destinations retain their marketability and popularity. And the fifth one, benefits of tourism should be fairly distributed among the society members. So these were the 5 objectives of sustainable tourism. So these 5 objectives are actually focusing on the conservation of tourism resources, providing benefits to the local community, and also ensuring the visitor satisfaction. So these are the 5 major objectives of sustainable tourism. So by ensuring these 5 objectives, you can develop any tourism, any kind of tourism in a sustainable way. If you are promoting beach tourism, then beach tourism can be converted into a sustainable beach tourism. If you are promoting hills tourism, it is very easy that if you are incorporating these 5 objectives in the development of hill tourism, you can develop it in a sustainable way. So that is the importance of the sustainable development concept. And the core principles contributing to sustainable tourism are environmental integrity, social justice and maximizing local benefits. So the sustainable tourism is actually based on these 3 core principles. And as I said that these are the objectives and these are the core principles of sustainable tourism. Tourism is a multi-sector industry. For the development of tourism, we need the cooperation of different sectors like the transportation, accommodation, the different amenities, etc. So in order to have this coordinated effort, while developing tourism in a sustainable way, we need to have a 360-degree approach. We need to ensure that the entire stakeholders of tourism will incorporate the principles of sustainable tourism. And by having a 360-degree approach towards the sustainable development, we can ensure that the tourism will move into a sustainable kind of development, and it will ensure it will ensure to have maximum benefits from tourism development, and we can reduce the negative impacts of tourism, and also we can ensure the participation of local people to the tourism development, and by way of that we can ensuring that the economic benefits can be provided to the local people. So thus we can ensure that the tourism resources can be conserved for the future generation while still bringing benefits to the present day tourists. So that is about the sustainable tourism, and we have a number of different forms of tourism under the sustainable tourism. And one more thing is that by realizing the importance of sustainable tourism, the World Tourism Organization in the year 2017, that year is actually considered as the International Year of Sustainable Tourism Development. And during this year, the UNWTO actually promoted tourism, that an important economic development tool. So if you are developing tourism in a sustainable way, it will always bring positive benefits to the host country, and it will always give visitor satisfaction, and it will always help to reduce the negative impacts of tourism. So that is the importance of sustainable tourism. Moving on to the forms of sustainable tourism, the different forms of sustainable tourism include the ecotourism, responsible tourism, community-based tourism, volunteer tourism, green tourism, rural tourism, agri-tourism, soft tourism, alternative tourism, etc. So let's have a look at the different types of or forms of sustainable tourism in detail. Then when we consider the first kind of tourism, that is the ecotourism, as the name suggests, it is actually ecologically sustainable travel to relatively undisturbed natural areas. So this kind of tourism, that is ecotourism, is considered as an alternative to commercial mass tourism. So in mass tourism, we'll be attracting a number of tourists to a destination. So that will result a lot of problems in the destination environment. So the ecotourism can be considered as an alternative to this mass tourism, where the visitor who are taking part in the travel, they'll be responsible for their travel. They understand the importance of economic environment at the destination, and they will create very low negative impacts at the destinations, and they will always ensure the protection of natural environment. So that is the importance of this ecotourism. When we consider the definition of ecotourism, the definition is given by World Conservation Union. That is, ecotourism is environmentally responsible travel and visitation to relatively undisturbed natural areas in order to enjoy and appreciate nature, that promotes conservation, has low negative visitor impacts, and provides for beneficially active socio-economic involvement of local population. So this is the definition on ecotourism. So in short, we can say that any tourism activity which is nature-based, which actually provides ecologically sustainable, and where education and interpretation is a major component, and where the local peoples are benefited, can be considered as an ecotourism travel. So and there were several initiatives were taken by the government for the development of ecotourism. And the first planned ecotourism destination is situated in Kollam district of Kerala, which is the Thenmala ecotourism destination. So when you are visiting this particular destination, you can find that the entire activities are actually planned in a sustainable way. The nature-friendly activities are promoted. They actually have done the constructions in an eco-friendly manner. So this is about ecotourism, and we have a number of other destinations in Kerala which are actually promoting this ecotourism. And this can be considered as one of the important form of tourism which ensure the sustainable development. Moving on to the second form, that is responsible tourism. So one of the best way to ensure the sustainable development is by promoting this responsible tourism. Under this responsible tourism, the people who are involved in the tourism process, that means the stakeholders of tourism, like the tourists, the people who are involved in the tourism business, like the tour operators, the accommodation providers, or the people who are running the restaurants. So all these people who are involved in the tourism business, the government and non-government organizations, the local people residing at the destination. So everyone involved in the tourism, they will be responsible for their actions. So under the responsible tourism, they will be responsible for their actions, even if they are doing any kind of negative actions, they will be responsible for their actions. So before undertaking the travel, the tourists will be responsible for their travel, and they'll know the importance of these cultural and natural resources at the destination. So that is the importance of this responsible tourism. So while developing this responsible tourism, you can ensure that the quality of the people who are residing at the destination can be increased, because it will always provide positive impacts to the destination. And when we consider the definition, it is actually given in the Cape Town Declaration on Responsible Tourism in the year 2002. Responsible tourism can be defined as tourism which creates better places to live in and better places to visit. So this is the definition. So here everyone involved in the tourism are responsible for their actions, so they will be doing the activities in a responsible way. So moving on to the characteristics of responsible tourism, it is also given by the Cape Town Declaration. So the characteristics are: it generates greater economic benefits for local people, enhances the well-being of host communities, improves working conditions and access to the industry. It involves local people in decisions that affect their lives, make positive contribution to the conservation of natural and cultural heritage and to the maintenance of the world's diversity. It provides more enjoyable experiences for tourists through more meaningful connections with local people and greater understanding of local culture, social and environmental issues. It minimizes the negative economic, environmental and social impacts. It is culturally sensitive and respects the interactions between the tourists and the host, and builds local pride and confidence. So these are the characteristics of this responsible tourism. So when we compare the principles of a sustainable and responsible tourism, the major difference is that under the sustainable tourism, everyone is expecting others to behave in a sustainable way. So the sustainable tourism actually provides a certain guidelines. If we are following these guidelines, we can ensure the sustainable development. So here everyone is expecting the other people, other people to behave in a sustainable way. But in the case of responsible tourism, if you are developing responsible tourism in a particular place, then everyone has to take the initiative, everyone has to take the responsibilities for their action. So that is a major difference. And the both type of tourism will have the same goal, like they are based on the core principles of environmental integrity, social justice, and maximizing local economic benefits. Then when you are developing responsible tourism in a particular area, there are some guidelines given to all the people who are involved in the tourism business. So each stakeholders will have to follow certain set of behavior. So for tourists, when they are undertaking travel, they have to be responsive to the needs of the local people. They should know the importance of local culture and the environment of the destination, and that these are the expected behavior for tourists. And for tourism business, they have to always do ethical kind of business. They have to minimize the density of tourism, because instead of developing this mass tourism, they have to have a management in the case of the number of visitors visiting in a particular destination at a particular period of time. So they have to manage the density of tourists in a particular destination. Then they have to minimize the import of goods and services from outside that region. So because they have to involve the local people in the entire tourism business. Then for local people, they have to actively participate in entire decision making process. They have to consider tourists as the they have to welcome the tourist, and they have to provide all sort of services for the tourist, and should have a meaningful interaction between the tourist and the host region. Then for government, they have to incorporate the principles of responsible tourism into the policy, and they have to monitor that whether the people are following these responsible tourism principles or not. Then when we consider the initiatives taken by Kerala Tourism on responsible tourism, all initiatives are actually started in the year 2007, and by conducting a state level seminar on responsible tourism. Then they initiated the responsible tourism activities in 4 major destinations in Kerala, like Kovalam, Kumaragam, Thekkady, and Wayanad. And among these 4 destinations, Kumaragam is evolved as a successful model for responsible tourism and was honored by the Ministry of Tourism, UNWTO, Pacific Asia Travel Association, etc. for its successful efforts in responsible tourism. So if we are incorporating the principles of responsible tourism, we can definitely ensure the sustainable tourism development. Then the next form of sustainable tourism is the community-based tourism. As the name suggests, it actually needs the cooperation and management of community people. So if you are developing community-based tourism in a destination, you have to ensure their participation from the beginning of the tourism development process. And when we consider the definition of community-based tourism, the tourism that takes environmental, social, and cultural sustainability into account, and it is managed and owned by the community for the community, with the purpose of enabling visitors to increase their awareness and learn about community and local ways of life. So here the importance is given to the local people, and their participation is ensured, and they will be managing all the tourism resources, and the benefits of this tourism is actually provided to the local community. So moving on to the principles of community-based tourism. Here we recognize, promote, and support community ownership in tourism development process, involve the community members the entire activities of tourism development, promote community pride, improves the quality of life of the community members, ensure environmental sustainability, preserve the unique culture of the local area. Also we promote the cross-cultural learning. Then we distribute the benefits to the local people and contribute a fixed percentage of income for the community projects. So these were the principles of community-based tourism. So any tourism which actually promotes the elements like natural and cultural resources, community organizations, sustainable management, and which always act as a learning platform, which always promotes a cross-cultural learning between the guest and the host, can be considered as a community-based tourism. This is also considered as an important vehicle to ensure sustainable development. Then moving on to the next type, that is the volunteer tourism. Volunteer tourism is also known as volume tourism. And under this, here the tourists who are participating in the volunteer tourism, they will be volunteering some activities at the destinations. If they are visiting an agricultural field, then they will be supporting the local people by participating in agricultural activities on a volunteer basis. And another examples are, some case the people will be traveling to a remote village and they will be supporting the children at there for educational purpose and all. So this can also be considered as a volunteer kind of activity. So these type of travel is actually helping the local community for by supporting them in several activities like agricultural activities or supporting in their learning activities, etc. So this is also incorporating the principles of sustainable development, and this is also contributing positive to the development of local people residing at the destination. Then the next type is green tourism. As the name suggests, green tourism means it is actually a environment friendly travel. So the people who are undertaking green travel, they will be responsible for their action. They will be only using eco-friendly products. They will be promoting the conservation of natural environment. So if a person is undertaking all these principles, or they are concerned about the protection of the natural environment and all, that travel can be considered as a green travel, or that kind of tourism development can be considered as the green tourism. So here they will be promoting the usage of paper bags. So they will be using renewable source of energy. So they will be trying to stay in eco-friendly accommodation and all. So that kind of tourism can be considered as green tourism. Here also they are incorporating the sustainable development principles, where they will be creating very low negative impacts. They will be promoting the conservation of natural resources, and they will be trying to provide the benefits to the local people. So that is about green tourism. Then the next type of tourism is the rural tourism. So rural tourism means it is the travel to rural areas. So it can be also termed as village tourism. When we consider the definition of rural tourism, it is any form of tourism that showcases their rural life, art, culture and heritage at rural locations, thereby benefiting the local community economically and socially, as well as enabling the interaction between the tourists and the locals for a more enriching tourism experience. Then it can be termed as rural tourism. So when the tourists are visiting the rural areas, they can enjoy the rural life. They can involved in the different activities taking place at the rural areas, and the rural people are actually benefited from this tourism development, because they will be getting economic benefits from developing tourism over there. So the both people, that is a tourist as well as the people who are residing at the destination, they are mutually benefited by developing this rural tourism activity. And the basic objectives of this rural tourism is that it actually helps to improve the quality of life of the people who are residing at the rural areas. They provide a good experience for the tourists, because when the tourists are coming from the urban life and all, they can have an enjoyable life at the rural areas. Then by way of promoting this rural tourism, we can maintain the quality of environment at the rural areas. Then the next type is agri-tourism or farm tourism. This tourism can be considered as a subset of this rural tourism. Here the agricultural activities are promoted. So here the tourist will be visiting an agricultural farm, where he'll be involving in the different activities at the agricultural farm. So the major attractions include the agricultural activities, then the harvest festivals conducted at the agricultural farm, then the different cultural festivals of agricultural community. So it also provides a learning experience for the tourists, because they can understand the agricultural practices used in rural areas. They can know the way of life of agricultural community, their family system, their tradition and their fairs and festivals, etc. So this actually provides a lot of experience for the people who are visiting at the agricultural farm. So it actually acts as a subset of this rural tourism. So you can find that the first model tourism village is actually situated in Ernakulam district, which is known as the Kumbalangi village. This is the first planned village tourism destination in Kerala. So when you are visiting this village tourism destination at Kumbalangi, you can involve in the different agricultural activities over there. You can involve in the fishing activities over there, and you can enjoy the rural life, and at the same time you can participate in different activities which are conducted in the Kumbalangi village. So this is about the rural and agricultural tourism. Then the another form of tourism is the soft tourism. Soft tourism means any kind of tourism which is actually developed in a small scale basis, and where it ensures the locally owned businesses, and it emphasizes what makes the destination unique. So this is actually opposite to the hard tourism, where the hard tourism is actually we are developing the tourism in a big way, and we are promoting the mass tourism to that particular destination and all. But in the case of soft tourism, visitor management techniques will be used. So it will be developed in a very small scale basis, and the tourism business will be completely owned by the local people who are residing at the destination, and we are promoting the uniqueness of that particular destination by promoting the tourism in a small scale. So by promoting in a small scale, we can ensure low visitor impact, and we can maximize the benefits from tourism. So that is also, the soft tourism is also one of the kind of this sustainable tourism. Then the last form of tourism, the sustainable tourism, is the alternative tourism. Alternative tourism means any kind of tourism which promotes the conservation of tourism resources, which has got very low negative impact, and which promotes the involvement of local people, and which provides a lot of benefits to the local people. Then it can be considered as an alternative tourism. So any kind of tourism can be developed in an alternative way. If you are developing beach tourism, you can plan it in an alternative way by minimizing the negative impacts and by maximizing the positive impacts of tourism. So alternative tourism is also considered as one form of sustainable tourism. So in a nutshell, we can say that the main objective of sustainable tourism is that by adopting the principles of sustainable tourism, you can maximize the benefits of tourism, you can minimize the negative impacts of tourism, and also we can ensure the visitor satisfaction, because here the tourists will be enjoying the destinations by dealing with the host people, the people who are residing at the destination, and will have a meaningful interaction between the guest and the host, and the cultural exchange takes place between the guest and the host. So we can ensure the visitor satisfaction, and at the same time we can promote the cultural and tourism resources. We can ensure the conservation of tourism resources for the future generations. So that is the main importance of having this sustainable development. So you can, by developing any form of sustainable tourism, like we can either develop responsible or ecotourism or village tourism. So by developing any form of this sustainable tourism, we can ensure the sustainable development at their particular destination, and thus we can able to conserve the tourism resources like the natural and the cultural resources for our future generation. And while traveling, you have to ensure that you can take only memories and photographs, and you have to only leave the footprints at the destinations and not creating any kind of negative impacts and all. We can ensure the protection of our tourism resources for our future generation. And with that, I'll be concluding my session. Thank you.